vigilance, the action or state of keeping careful watch, standing guard, defending the bulwark between the righteous and the godless.
It seems to me that America is facing the most severe crisis of its history, more severe than anything they faced in 1776, standing against the British armies, more severe than anything we faced as we plunged into immorality when my generation, the Woodstock generation, set its horrible course toward evil. I believe that everything we love and hold sacred is on the line. You know, we have a nation that is equally divided, it seems. We have some people who are placing all of their trust in Hillary, and we have others who are placing all of their trust in Donald. You see, as a nation, we have, for as long as I can remember, always chosen the lesser of two evils when we vote. But this year there are two good men on the ballot. These are men, and their principles are constitutionally based. They are serious about restoring the Constitution and its original intent. I'm going to vote for one of these men. Now, in 2013, I wrote a column for the Idaho State Journal entitled, "If God Be With Us." And it seems particularly applicable today, and so I would like to share that with you. The morning air was bitterly frigid. No man was spared from the cold that cut like a knife. No man was spared from the hunger that tore at their bellies. No man was spared from the paralyzing fear. This would be one more day in an endless chain of endless days of misery and fear and death. Then a note came from the commander of the opposing army. It explained what every man already knew. They were cut off, surrounded, short of food, short of ammunition, short of medical supplies, and freezing due to a lack of appropriate winter clothing. The note demanded immediate surrender. The American reply to the Nazi commander was brief and pointed. Nuts. This is the story of the boys of Bastogne. This is the story of their rise from a place where no rise was possible. This is their story of triumph, where none could be had. How did this happen? How can the impossible become possible? Was it the courage and resolve and patriotism of these boys? No. In those circumstances, that would never have been enough. An unseen power was at work, and they were lifted from the very jaws of death. No doubt, they knelt in the bottom of their frozen foxholes and petitioned the Lord. But this is not all. I see a mother kneading bread in her kitchen. She stops, smooths her apron, and turns a face toward heaven. I see her husband, a captain of industry, pause in the middle of the day, kneel at his desk, and through tears plead for a loved son. I see grandparents kneeling in the dirt and pulling weeds in a vegetable garden. Softly she touches his arm, and with unspoken communication he understands. They clasp dirt-encrusted hands as he leads them in a humble, fervent prayer. I see a young wife forced to leave her home and her children to work in the factories. Her hands, once soft and delicate, are scarred and calloused. Her hair, once smooth and gleaming, is covered with a sweat-stained bandana. Over the clang of steel and the clatter of her rivet gun, I see her lips moving. The impossible became possible because a nation worked like everything depended on them and prayed like everything depended on God. No doubt the halls of heaven literally rang day and night with the sounds of millions of prayers. Today we find ourselves enveloped by the icy fingers of evil. We hunger for godliness, patriotism, liberty, and we are not fed. The ammunition of our voices, our letters, our demonstrations, and our votes seem inadequate to carry the day. time and time again, the letter has arrived demanding our surrender. It demands that we surrender the Constitution and the liberty it promises. It demands that we surrender our morality. It demands that we surrender our voice. And it demands that we surrender our God. The reply has been given. Nuts. Only one thing remains. If we have the courage and strength to humble ourselves before the Lord, there still may be battles won and lost, but the war is ours. If God be for us, who can be against us? Romans chapter 8, verse 31. And so now, as some trust in Hillary and some trust in Donald, in God I trust. Join me. I'm Lance Earl. I'll see you soon.